Welcome to NextGear. Now in this video, we are going to go over the build-out options I selected for my 2022 M3 Competition XDrive that will be taken to the track next year. Now I ordered this the day after Thanksgiving in 2021, and we are expecting delivery to be sometime in the March to April timeframe. Now, I thought it would be a good idea to make this video, both to inform my subscribers for what's on the way, in addition to also kind of remind my future self many years down the road just why it is I chose the build-out options that I did at this time. Let's go ahead and delve into first color. Now selecting a color for the M3 can be extremely difficult, as it has a number of beautiful color options available. However, I knew that there were several colors that I did not want, which allowed me to quickly cut down on the options. First, I knew I did not want a light colored vehicle. This allowed me to immediately eliminate both whites and the yellow. I also currently own two lighter colored silver vehicles, so that allowed me to eliminate the three lighter grays. I currently own a 2009 BMW 335i in a beautiful blue, so I decided not to go with a blue as well, which allowed me to eliminate the three blues. Now black looks beautiful and clean, but is extremely difficult to keep looking that way based on my previous experience with black cars, so that one was also out. Now the Toronto Red Metallic is a nice color, but it's a little light for my taste, so I decided to eliminate that one as well. This left three options: the Isle of Man Green Metallic, Drevitt Gray Metallic, and Aventurin Red Metallic. Now I think I would have been happy with any of these options, but in the end decided that I did already have two silver or grayish cars, so even though the Drevitt Gray Metallic is a much darker gray than both of those, it still would be a third gray card, so I decided to eliminate that color. Now the red is stunning, and was originally what I was going to go with, until I actually saw some pictures of the Isle of Man green, which is what I have finally decided to go with in the end, to represent my Irish heritage and the color of the next logo. I can't wait to get this new car in and see exactly what this beautiful green looks like in person. Okay, now that we've covered all these beautiful colors, let's go ahead now and move on to wheels, where there are a total of 4 options. Now really when it came to these wheels, the 19/20 inch M double spoke bicolor wheels and the black wheels are really the two I was deciding between, as that was the style that spoke most to me. Since I was going for more of a shadow line look for the entire vehicle with carbon fiber accents, I decided to go with the black spoke wheels, as I felt the bicolor wheels were going to stand out too much on those spokes that were brighter colored than the rest of the vehicle. Let's go ahead now and move on to upholstery. Now when it comes to the interior leather, there are several color options available. The first thing you're going to need to decide though is whether or not you want full leather or partial. Now the full leather option is an additional $2,550, but it does really add to the high-end feel of the interior of this car, in my opinion. Now as you can see with this Yas Marina blue here, it's actually also going to change the colors of certain elements under the dash and around that central console area where the radio buttons are, so make sure you keep this in mind. Now I have to say, when I was originally looking at the colors of this car, I was originally drawn to the red and black combination that you see here, and this beautiful Kailami orange and black combination. However, I couldn't help but feel that it almost cheapened the look of this interior at times. So in trying to keep with my green and black theme for this car, I went with the black full merino leather option that you see here. Now I may one day regret not going with the beautiful orange or that beautiful red, but I felt that this was the right call for me at this time. If I was my younger self, I could definitely see me having gone for that orange or red like I did in my S2000. Okay, now that we've covered all of these beautiful color options, let's go ahead and move on now to trim, where in my opinion there really only is one option here. Now the default option here, and the one that I saw at the dealership, was the aluminum tetragon interior, and let me say it looks pretty awful and very cheap. Therefore, it was quite an easy decision to upgrade to the carbon fiber interior, which should go with the overall carbon fiber look that I'm shooting for with this vehicle. Other options include the individual piano black finish, which is nice, but in my opinion is just way too glossy for the interior of this vehicle. The individual aluminum also can look nice, but does in many ways resemble the aluminum tetragon pattern that I did not find that looked that good. Now this individual open-pored black wood with silver effect is quite nice, but in my opinion looks more refined and nice in a luxury vehicle like an M5 or an M550 like I have, and not in this M3. Therefore, in my opinion, really the only option to go with here is that carbon fiber look. Now let's go ahead and move on to our last section here, which is all of the options that you can select for this vehicle. First is the Driving Assistance Professional Package. This has features such as lane assist and adaptive cruise control, so that you can take your hands off of the wheel in traffic. Now truthfully, this option made no sense to me as I'm buying my M3 to drive and enjoy, not for it to drive me around. So this was one of the few options that I decided to go without and save the $1,700. Now next is the Executive Package for $1,800, which includes a number of neat features. The first being remote engine start. Next, you get a heated steering wheel, which will help in the fall and spring here when the temperatures outside are still cold. You get a power tailgate. The most important feature, in my opinion, the heads-up display, which is brilliant in these cars. And then lastly, gesture control, which is, kind of a gimmick, but at least it's thrown in with the package and not something you have to pay for separately. Now the next option are the M Shadowline lights for $300 that add a darkened look at the top of the light, which goes with that look I was going for with the car, so I chose to go ahead and get this option. Now the next two options I did not get because I later select the M Carbon Exterior Package, so I did not go with the extended Shadowline trim deletion and moonroof. Next, I did select the $350 front ventilated seats to help in the summer. The next one is one of the options I struggled with the most, and that is the M Carbon Bucket seats. And I was torn as they are beautiful, but after reading reviews of how difficult they can be to get in and out of, and uncomfortable they can be on long drives, I chose to keep my standard leather seats in the vehicle. I also felt that getting these would make it less comfortable for my wife in the passenger seat, making the decision even simpler. So I chose to save this $3,800, but this is definitely one of those options that I struggled with the most. Next, we have the Icon Adaptive LED headlights with laser light. Now, this is a $1,000 option, but they are just beautiful and will greatly increase the visibility of driving at night in the country near my home, so I chose to go ahead and get this option as well. Next, we have the wireless charging with Wi-Fi hotspot. Now I have this already in my M550 and decided to go ahead and get this as well in my M3 so I can always keep my iPhone charged. Now as mentioned earlier, I did go with the $4,700 M Carbon Exterior Package, which adds a carbon fiber roof, mirrors, spoiler, and other carbon fiber elements throughout the car. It really completes the look of the car in my opinion and was well worth it. Next, we have the XDrive Professional Package, which allows you to alter the traction control to 10 different settings so that you can dial in just exactly how much driving assistance you want for your current driving situation. Definitely worth the $900 in my opinion. Next, I did not go with the M Carbon Ceramic Brakes. The main reason for that is this is not going to be a pure track car, and without a pure track car justification, I really could not justify that $8,150 price tag. I also feared just what the cost of future brake jobs would be when I needed to replace both the rotors and pads. Therefore, I just went ahead and decided against this. Went ahead and kept the black calipers for my brakes, since that goes with the overall look of the car that we're going for. The last option here is the M Drivers Package, which I did not get. And what this does is it actually gives you a full track day at the BMW track in South Carolina and increases the speed limiter from 155 to 180. Now I considered doing this just so that the speed wasn't limited to 155, but truthfully, if I'm going to be going any faster than that, I figure it will be after the car has been tuned, and most tunes are going to remove that speed limiter anyway, so I figured I would just save my money here and wait for the eventual tune to increase this limiter. Other than that, that's pretty much all the options for this vehicle, other than the vehicle maintenance programs. And here we have the vehicle with all the options that I've just gone over and what it'll look like when it's delivered to me, hopefully in the early spring. Okay, that's going to be it for the M3 options video. Can't wait to show you guys more about my pickup of this vehicle and its first days on the street and the track. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe and stay healthy out there.